My name's Earl Hibbert. I'm a previous supervisor that's currently working in Los Angeles. Starting out as a kid, some of the things that were very interesting to me was science. If I wasn't working in the film business, I would probably have been a scientist. I always had a telescope as a kid, so I was always looking up at the stars. And the things that I loved as a kid was comics. I love my comics. See, I got them right here.
I love it.
See, Fantastic Four is actually my favorite. Like, this is my favorite one. And then we got Black Panther, and then we got the Avengers. So I read those every night as a kid, right? And also watching movies. I mean, some of my biggest inspirations came from my movie experiences as a kid. I mean, seeing Superman for the first time, seeing Star Wars for the first time, these things just blew my mind, right? Like, how did they do that? How did they make Superman fly like that? Like, how is that possible? Because he doesn't really fly. Did he come from Krypton to play a part in the movie? I was like, wait a minute, how did they do that, right? So it became my mission as a young kid to figure out how they did that stuff, right? So I studied art and design at school and film studies, and really tried to figure out this mystery of how they did these special effects, which then led me to the point of making a decision between either going to college or just going straight into the business as a young teenager and learning that way. And at that time, the colleges were good, but they weren't teaching all of the latest techniques. So my decision was, I made a big decision and went straight into the workforce.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, and I don't know how I made that decision being like 18, being like, you know what, I'm just gonna go and just work in, because I think I had a few tours at some studios, and I thought, I want to just do it. I want to just do it now. Like, I want to do what they do now. So I was lucky enough to get jobs as, a PA, just getting the coffee with people, getting people's lunches and stuff like that. But what was great about that was I was able to see, I got to see it. I got to see inside of the, behind the curtain. I got to kind of see how they were doing this stuff. So I got to work at Spielberg Studio as an assistant animator in the effects department. And I went through a few movies there and became an animator, and then got an offer to come to LA to work on Space Jam as an effects animator. So I spent some time at Warner Brothers working on Space Jam, Quest for Camelot, Iron Giant, which was great, and Osmosis Jones. And by that time, I'd become an effects supervisor. So I'd sort of gone through that 2D animation effects. And then I became really fascinated by live action. I was like, how did I do this in the live action world? So then I shifted over into the live action world and worked on a few movies as an animator there. And then wanted to learn how to have a bigger effect on more of the movie than just doing your effect shots. So this is where previs became interesting to me. So previs, I loved previs because it's like, oh, I can work like a filmmaker, like I can use that part of my brain, exercise that part of my brain. And got to work as an assistant animator on Spider-Man 3, which was great, working with Sam Raimi, because Sam Raimi was great because he worked with us like a mentor. If he saw that you had some kind of filmmaking, curiosity about you, he would bring you onto the set and just show you, this is how we do it. And actually on Spider-Man 3, I showed Sam Raimi a short that I'd made, and he saw my short, and then one day he invited me down to the set. And when they were shooting a scene with Kirsten Dunst and Peter Parker, just a simple over-the-shoulder shot, he just pushes me into the set and says, all right, you direct this shot. And I was like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And he just pushed me in there and just walked away. So he gave me my first real directing experience, getting to work with real actors. So he would do that. So that was a really, really great experience. So I really fell in love with previs because you could be so close to it. You were right there and you got to see it. And I also went on to work on Percy Jackson, Amazing Spider-Man, the reboot with Andrew Garfield, and also worked on the Fast and Furious movies with Justin Lin, which he's very similar to Sam Raimi, where he's like a mentor, where he would sort of teach you at the same time as you working for him. So I got to work on first 5, actually a little bit on 4, 5, and 6, which was great. I got to see the movie from the beginning, where it was just us in a room trying to figure out these sequences, all the way to the end through post-production. So that was all very educational. And so I loved being a previous supervisor. And then after that, I went on to work on Guardians of the Galaxy, Star Trek Beyond, Jumanji, X-Men Dark Phoenix. And that takes me up to today, where I'm working at Netflix as a previous supervisor on a show called Blue Eye Samurai, which is a sort of anime-styled Western, which is about a female samurai, and it's a revenge story. That's probably all I can say about that at that time. But that's a quick little overview of me from a 12-year-old all the way up until now. I would tell my younger self, don't worry, it's gonna be okay. Don't stress out, because as a young kid, you want it all now, you want it all quick, and then you think it's going to be extremely difficult, and it is. But it's okay that it's difficult, because what's difficult also makes you stronger, right? That's how our muscles grow. When you strain your muscle, you pull it, and the muscle learns and gets stronger and prepares you for the next time. So that would be the first thing. Just don't stress. It's going to be okay. But also work hard. Stay positive, and work well with those around you. And try not to take anything personally. Try.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
That's probably the hardest one. Try, but because it's going to be hard. There are going to be obstacles along the way, but those obstacles are education points, right? You can learn from even a really bad experience. You can actually learn from that, and prepare for the next time. And also, when you get that position that person was in, maybe it was a boss that was really tough on you or whatever. When you get that job, now you know how to do it better than that person did. So you can learn from a tough experience as well as ones that are not tough. So I would say that just enjoy the journey. Know that it's a journey. It's not going to come quick. It's not going to come quick. But it's okay that it doesn't come quick, because I've seen people that have had given the golden ring too early, and they don't know how to really handle it, because they haven't earned that, they haven't earned that golden ring yet, right? So they don't know how to really deal with it. And the stress of the situation, all that can overwhelm them. So it's actually, to me, it's actually not good to get it quick. If you get it too quick, you burn out and it's gone before you even know that you even had it, So it's okay that it takes a little bit longer, And so when you finally get to sit in that throne, whether it's the VFX supervisor or a director or a producer or exec producer, then you're actually ready for it, and you're not scared. You've been through enough wars, so you know that you can handle it, right? To me, it's kind of like Wizard of Oz, right? Where you start out as Dorothy on the trail, you want to get to Oz, but you don't know how to get there. And you think that when you get to Oz, the wizard's gonna give you something. The wizard's gonna give you that thing that you need to get you through the rest of your life. But on the way to getting to Oz, that journey teaches you all the things that you need to know. So by the time you get to Oz, you don't need the wizard anymore. Or actually you become a wizard and you don't even realize it, right? So so when you get there, that's why I love that movie. It's a cute movie. When she gets there, she doesn't need the wizard anymore, because she's already learned all of those things that she was going to Oz to try to get. So the journey is actually very important. So just enjoy the journey.